you want to change your body, you have to change your habits, because results don't come from something that you just do every once in a while. They come from what you do every single day consistently. So in this video today, I'm going to be walking you through the exact habits that have completely transformed my body, my routine, and honestly, my entire life. And the best part is that they're actually realistic and things that you can implement right now. Hey, my name's Alyssa. I'm an online fitness coach, and my specialty is helping women lose fat, build confidence, and create habits that are going to stick with them forever. The first habit for me that changed everything is my morning routine. And I'm not talking about some super long, complicated routine that takes all morning. I'm talking about being intentional with starting your day. For me, my morning routine looks like waking up, feeding my dog, taking my vitamins, and hydrating first thing before I eat or drink anything else. And then I really love to have intentional time spent with God, and for me that looks like doing journaling, reading my Bible, and just really setting a clear intention for how I want to go about my day. And then after I do that, of course, I'm going to make my favorite thing, which is coffee. And I also make sure to start my morning with intentional movement. This just really sets such a good tone for the day before all the overwhelm starts to kick in. And honestly, it's really boosted my mood and just the way I go throughout my entire day. And my dog, he loves his walks, so it's helpful for me as well, and going on our morning walks is non-negotiable. That's something that we do every single day. And it sounds super simple, like just drinking water and taking your vitamins and going on a walk, but it's actually such a transformative habit that has really just influenced like my overall stress levels, lowered my anxiety, and just always just sets such a good tone for the day. The next habit is meal prepping. This is such a game changer for anybody who is on their fitness journey, or especially is busy working, mom, school, like anything. Meal prepping is definitely helpful. So I usually prep my food twice a week, so that way my food is always fresh and I look forward to eating it. So for me, that looks like every Sunday and Thursday I will prep my proteins, my carbs, my veggies for the week and plan out which meals I'm gonna make. And then I really like to just interchange my proteins and add, if I make ground beef, I want to add that in some tacos, and then maybe I'll add it in to like a beef bowl with rice, just making meals that are actually easy to make and sustainable. And meal prepping is so huge because when you are prepared, you're so much less likely to go out and eat foods that are probably not the best for you. When you have meals that you are ready to eat, you know what's in them, you know that they're going to help you get to your goals, and especially if you're on your fitness journey, tracking your foods makes it so much easier when you know what's in it. Honestly, if you are not tracking your foods or intentionally fueling your body with the food that you need, you're not going to see progress. Like, that's just plain and simple. We need to be aware of how much calories we're consuming and how much protein, fats, carbs, so that way we can actually reach our fitness goals. Meal prep takes the guesswork out of it and will actually keep you consistent in your nutrition. Another habit that will help you to get to your goals is to follow a structured plan. I see it all the time with women who are just going into the gym, not knowing what they're going to do, and then sometimes the anxiety picks up and then we don't want to go anymore, or we're not seeing progress, and so we want to avoid that. When you're following a plan, again, there's no guesswork. You know what you need to do, you just have to do it. It's a formula, it's a blueprint for what you're going to be doing that day, and it's actually what's going to keep you consistent, because we've all had those days where we go to the gym and we're not motivated and we just end up doing like 3 exercises and leaving. No, when you follow a plan, you know what has to get done, and you're able to better set your emotions aside and just see it as far as more of a checklist and things to just complete. And also, you know that your plan is actually going to get you to your goals rather than just going through random TikTok workouts or just going with what you think you should be doing, but isn't actually working because you've been doing the same thing for months and you're not seeing progress. For me personally, I usually will switch up my exercise plan every 4 to 5 weeks if I feel like I'm getting to a little bit of a plateau or my muscles are needing a new stimulus. And this is actually the exact same thing I do for my clients in helping them to have those adjustments for their workouts as well as their nutrition, so that way they avoid any plateaus and are always constantly seeing progress. Another thing that's super important is following a plan that actually fits your life. I see it so many times where women are trying to follow a plan that's just not meant for them and then getting frustrated when they don't see the results. Everybody's life is different. Some of us do not have the luxury of spending 2 hours in the gym every day. You know, you're busy, you're working, you're a mom, you're in school, like everybody has their life. What I help my clients with is having a plan that fits their lifestyle, whether that's a 30-minute at-home workout with some dumbbells, or if that's 45 minutes, just a condensed workout in the gym that's still efficient and is gonna get them to their goals. The next habit is so underrated: recovery. I personally prioritize at least 8 hours of sleep every single night, because I know that if I don't, your girl's gonna be a little grumpy, okay? But I will literally work backwards from looking at what time I need to wake up the next day and count back 8 hours from that to know what time I need to go to bed, what time I need to start my nighttime routine and unwind, so that way I can get the best quality of sleep. In my nighttime routine, I completely just like unplug. I will actually set like a do not disturb on my phone where I'm not getting any messages or any notifications that are not immediately necessary. But this is so important because sometimes the phone keeps us up and then we're doom scrolling at 11 or midnight, and then we wonder why we can't fall asleep when our brain is still literally on go. So nighttime routine is do not disturb and just winding down, maybe watching a movie or reading a book or going on another walk, just something to really just close my mind and just process from the day and prepare for the next day. Sleep is when your body is actually recovering, okay? Like if you are somebody who's getting 5 hours of sleep on the average and you're thinking, no, I'm good, like I'm not that tired or I'm fine, like no, you're not good, okay? Your body is not working at its optimal function, which means if you are on a fitness journey and you're already challenging your body to, you know, while lifting heavier, with more muscle soreness, with being in a caloric deficit, and you're not giving your body the time to actually recover, you're probably not seeing the progress that you could be if you would just sleep a little bit more. Another habit that changed everything for me is environment. This goes beyond just your workouts or your food, but it really has a lot to do with your space. Keeping your space clean, organized, and to the aesthetic that you like is actually so important. When your space feels good, you feel more productive, you feel happier, you're more focused and more motivated on what you need to get done. Second, your people. My inner circle has shifted very much so throughout my life, from, you know, high school to college to now. And I have found that quality is so much better than quantity. You want to be around people who support your goals, who motivate you, who inspire you, and who share the same interests and want to better themselves. Because if you're somebody who's always looking to improve and grow, and you're on your fitness journey and you're going to the gym and you're getting fit and you're getting healthy and you're eating better, but then you're always surrounded by somebody who's always negative, who always asks like, do you have to go to the gym? Why are you eating that? Like, come eat out, come do this, like skip the gym. Like, that's not helpful. So surrounding yourself with people who get it and are like, oh, I totally support you in what you're doing, that is going to be such a game changer. Because the bottom line is your environment will either support your growth or it's going to hold you back. And the last habit is mindset. You can have the most perfect plan, but if your mindset isn't strong, you're not going to stick with it. For me, this looks like journaling, reflecting, and working through my thoughts. Everybody's been there with the negative self-talk and reflecting on things that maybe come up during my day of why did that trigger that emotion, or I didn't realize this about myself, and working through it rather than just ignoring it. I also make it a point to keep learning. Like, there's so much things in the world that we could be expanding our mind to and growing. And so for me, I love to watch personal growth videos and self-help videos like the one you're watching now, because expanding my mindset is so important to me, especially as a coach and wanting to help others to do the same. When we choose to always learn and always evolve, there's a sense of curiosity, and then we're always growing as a human being. And growth isn't just physical, it's mental too. Within your fitness program, especially the girls who join Active, my online coaching, they grow so much in their confidence because they've increased their strength of their mindset and knowing that they are worthy, that they are going to get to their goal, and to stay strong through the process and understand that they call it a journey for a reason. And on those hard days through your fitness journey, your mindset is what's actually going to help carry you through rather than having you give up. So if you're watching this and you're like, I know what I should be doing, but I'm struggling to stay consistent, that's exactly what I help my clients with. I help you build these habits into your lifestyle in a realistic and simple way. Visit my website and watch my free training breaking down my exact coaching method. And if you feel like we'd be a good fit, you can definitely go ahead and book a call. If you want to get to your goals, you don't need to completely change every aspect of your life. You just need to implement a few habits consistently. That's what changes your body. That's what changes your life. Let's build your confident, healthy lifestyle together.